Welcome back to designing a website in Figma. In this video, I want to show you how easy it is to take your Figma designs and then actually publish them as actual functioning, responsive even websites. So over the last couple of months, Figma made it really simple to do this using their new product called Figma Sites. So it's basically another product within the Figma suite, similar to Slides or FigJam or Make, but we're going to be focusing specifically on Figma Sites. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you all the features and quirks of Figma Sites in this video, but I just wanted to show you the general overall logic. So I have two files here. I have the web design series source file, and I have a new Figma site file that I created. So if you open a new tab and you have your files over here, you can choose to create a new file. So I clicked create a new site, and here we are, right? I have a new untitled file. This is what we are starting with. Now, what is this specifically? This is actually a page, right? So if you take a look at these tools that we have over here, we have frames, but we also have sections and web pages. So this is something new compared to the normal Figma interface, right? The normal Figma app. We do have slices, we have sections, we have frames in Figma, but we do not have web pages. So the first thing you might notice is you might actually get a bit confused. Am I in Figma? Am I designing? What is happening? Figma Sites interface and actual Figma interface are very similar. The biggest giveaway is the actual color. So while in Figma Sites you have this darker blue, you have this is like a lighter blue, more like to the cyan side of things even. But in any case, let me actually show you what this can do. And I'm also making this video because we spent a lot of time designing a website in Figma and preparing all these desktop and even mobile versions in one instance actually, and a simple design system. I got a lot of comments, not only within this series, but also on other videos saying, okay, but what about taking this and actually publishing this? How do I convert this to HTML and CSS? So to answer all of those comments, all of those questions, this is how you convert it. This is the easiest way of converting Figma to actual HTML and CSS through Figma Sites. Now, over the last couple of months, I played around with Figma Sites. I also did some client work using Figma Sites, and I want to share this with you. I want to start moving in this direction, especially with this series where we actually build a functional website prototype, a functional, like we actually build this UI. We don't just design this, because that's where I feel like this field is going, right? I feel like over the last couple of years, the role of developers and designers has been overlapping and merging. And with this new product, with Figma Sites and even Figma Make, but especially Figma Sites, because while I do like Figma Make, I'm not a fan of the precision or lack thereof that AI tools like Figma Make give you. I still think it's amazing. I think that Figma Make is impressive and similar tools are incredibly impressive. But if you are a detail-oriented designer, creative, visionary type of person, then the Figma to Figma Sites workflow is gonna be fascinating for you. Now, I apologize for this monologue without actually showing you anything. So let me just create this plus here and add a tablet resolution. So in the Figma Sites interface, what I'm going to do, I'm going to demonstrate how the workflow actually goes. So very simply, no auto layout. Let me use the text tool, T on my keyboard, and type in headline. I create a giant headline. This headline is going to be like 72 points or pixels, and I'm going to place it somewhere around here. You can see that we have these headlines on tablet and mobile. That means that Figma considers these to be the identical layer, right? So it's basically the same, but across different sizes. Now I can edit those and manipulate with those together using this little feature over here that says always select matching layers, or I can move these independently, right? So if I always select matching layers, then I can, I think, modify all of the resolutions at the same time. So let's keep the headline. Let's move the headline somewhere around here, and let's make sure that it's smaller on tablet and mobile. Let's go for 40 or maybe 48, and let's do 48 here as well. And now let's say that what we want to do is add a button. So I'm just going to duplicate this text. I'm going to make it 24, and I'm going to do Shift A and then create a black background around this, add some padding, press enter, and then change that to a text, the usual. You can see that it changed it added these other elements onto these other resolutions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to edit this visually. As you can see, I'm adding padding, and because I have this enabled, it's selecting the matching layer. I'm going to be adding 32, 24, and then I'm going to do some rounding and move it somewhere around here. Now, of course, this is going to be a button, so I'm just going to edit this to say button. And I am going to press enter with keeping this selected and change the font size, and it does nothing actually. So I have to go to the actual tablet resolution and do 24 manually here, but it's mobile, so let's do 20 instead of 24. Same here, right? I'm just going to move this over here. We're going to do 20, and because of course this is mobile, it's going to be arranged differently. So now if I preview this, right, very simple primitive layout. If I preview this, we got the headline and the button. You can see that so you can see that this is constrained to right and top, which means that if we change the size of the screen, it's going to basically be constrained to these sides. So as I shrink the screen, you can see that at this point, if you notice the change, we switched over to the tablet resolution, and this is key. If you can define any number of breakpoints, but these are usually fine. These are perfectly enough. This is what I use. Whatever you create on these resolutions, that's going to match the actual layers that are going to be shown when you change those devices, right? So you can see we have desktop, tablet, and mobile. You can see that it changes based on what we created here. Maybe you want to do a big red square, but only on desktop, right? So how do you do that? It's very simple. You can see that this got created automatically. Figma doesn't know that we just want to do this on desktop, so it created all of these squares. I'm just gonna actually remove them from tablet. So we can have a situation where you have an element, then you don't have it on one breakpoint, and then you have it again on mobile. And this is basically what happens, right? Desktop, tablet, no square, and then mobile, we got the square again. Now, we're gonna go more advanced than this, don't worry. But the key thing here is that if I go to publish now and I do the site title like Mavi Design / web design series, this is going to be our title, and it's not published. We got the example.figma.site, and if I click publish, it's gonna load for a while, it's gonna be spinning, and now it's published, right? It says published, your domain is published. You can see that we have this sample site URL. Now, of course, you can change this. You can connect your own domain. We're not going to be doing that right now, but just so you know, my own personal portfolio is actually using this. So even though you type in my real name into the URL bar .com, then you get my custom domain site, which was built in Figma Sites. But now I can just copy this, copy to clipboard, and then open a browser. I'm going to open a browser and I'm going to paste the URL. I'm going to paste the URL in, press enter, and this is what we get. This is our first sample website. If I enable the developer's tools, I'm going to press Option Command I can change the resolution, and you can see that, or actually it'd be better just to do this. If I shrink the screen, you can see that it's switching over to tablet, no red square, and then it's mobile red square again. So we basically have our own very simple, fully responsive site, right? This could be your portfolio site. You can send this to clients, or this could be a whatever landing page you do for a client, whatever, or just for your own project. But this is how you translate your Figma design to an actual website. So I'm thinking that in the upcoming episodes, I'm going to be taking some elements, taking some pages from this series, and then just recreating that here, and we're going to be able to create an actual functional website. So I just wanted to show you this workflow. In my view, it's the simplest, most straightforward way to produce website. If you are a designer and you're good with Figma, you are now kind of a developer, actually, without using AI, by the way. So anyone can be a developer using AI tools, but this is not using AI. So hopefully you found this video useful. Hopefully you are as excited as I am, because I think this is an amazing product. And let me know in the comments what you think. And also, for those of you who are interested, I have launched a one-to-one coaching or consulting program. So if you want to meet me and you want me to teach you in person, ask me questions, check the link in the description and we can have a chat. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been quite a while. I hope you've been doing fantastic. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.